Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Livewire Sports Media. All right, so this video right here is it's going to be a little not too pleasant, kind of a little somber. I was at work last night, and I usually check my timeline on X and YouTube, and I knew I had a couple of women games recorded, and I wanted to keep up with it. So when I looked at my news feed, I could not believe what I read. And I had just did a video the day before about this situation. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about Juju Watkins. Juju Watkins suffered, now it's been confirmed by Shams or ESPN, that Juju Watkins suffered an ACL tear last night in the game against Mississippi State, which they went on to beat Mississippi State 96-59. Now, some of you gonna say, well, they did it without Juju. Well, Juju went out in the first quarter. The first quarter wasn't even completely up yet, and she went down. For what I see, she was screaming in pain. She was upset, she was crying, and they carted her off. Well, they carried her off the court. So I'm not going to show the part where she felt, where she was down on the ground, but I'm going to show you the whole play in this instance. So.
Great defense from the Trojans, and Watkins goes down hard, and she's grabbing her right knee, quickly grimacing in pain.
As you see right there, that Juju Watkins literally fell down, hurt her leg. Now, I did a short video on it, and I didn't know the extent of the injury at that time, and I didn't want to put out it was her ACL, and later on it could be something else. So I waited, and like I said in that short, I was going to do this video this morning because there's a lot of things that we need to look into. Just 2 days ago, Juju Watkins went down she didn't went down, but she injured her ankle, along with injuring her finger. Now, I showed that video in my last clip, in my last video that I did. I'm gonna replay the part where she injured her ankle. Take a look.
Here, they just want to get a glimpse of her, and they are buying into her as their hometown hero.
Watkins couldn't get it on the drive, and she's hurt back behind the play again. Not in the play at the moment. Now she steps onto the court, steps outside the three-point line. Seems fine to me. So this was just a moment ago as she just limped right past the bench and non-stop.
Now, we talked about this so many times about Juju. The amount of torque that she puts on her body, the physical, how physical she likes to play the game. She's a very good athlete, and to her family, to her, I wish her a speedy recovery. I know she's going to be out the rest of this tournament. She's going to probably be out most likely the rest part of this next season, or all of next season. I don't know. Depends on how fast her recovery is. Per Shams, he did say she will undergo surgery, so depends on if there's no swelling around there. So I mean, so that's something that take a look at, and that could be, a delay for her, her recovery, her roll back to good health. Now, again, we talked about her coach, how her coach, and I want to point out something too. USC played Mississippi State. Kiki Arifin had 36 points in that game. She was 16 for 22 from the field. Everybody else chipped in with 12 and 10. And then off the bench, they had 18 and 13 points. USC is capable of carrying the load without Juju right now. And this right here shows that, because there was reports said that Juju had practiced the next day, where she shouldn't have been practicing the next day. And maybe that ankle was still weak, but she had to put weight on one side of the leg, and I think it was the left ankle, so she probably had to shift weight on the other leg to where she didn't have to put a lot of weight on the injured ankle. And that's probably what caused her Achilles to, give way. Now, this reminds me so much of Derrick Rose. And when I watch that highlight over and over and over again, it reminds me of Derrick Rose. And I'm a huge Bulls fan. And when Derrick Rose, he was the most athletic guy, him, and they used to always talk about him and Russell Westbrook all the time. I remember when Russell Westbrook tore his ACL, he came back like it ain't nothing. Then not too long after that, Derrick Rose did the same thing, and he had the Bulls right where they needed to be at that time. And sad to say that his coach, Tom Thibodeau, was the culprit about it, because Tom Thibodeau never really gave Derrick Rose more help, where he could have took a lesser load off of his body, where he didn't have to be putting so much wear and tear on him. And that's what I see with Juju, with her coach. There's been times they blow teams out, and guess what? Juju's still in the game. She getting more points. At some point, we cannot put these athletes in risk of chasing history, regardless if it's Caitlin Clark, Lynette Woodward, Kelsey Plum, Kelsey Mitchell, whoever. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You have Juju Watkins right now she has a promising future, and it's going to be really bad if Juju doesn't come back in some form or fashion like she was this year. She may be some people that have these ACL tears, they don't come back the same. Some of them be too scared to really put pressure and be, really gimpy on that leg. My thing is this here, guys, is that it's unfortunate for Juju, but there's got to be a lot of blame to go around for this, because the fact of the matter is that you have Juju, you have a coach, you have the media pushing her, the girl has so much weight on her shoulder, and they want her to carry college basketball like Caitlin Clark did. And nobody's going to ever carry college basketball like Caitlin. Nobody's going to be able to carry that torch like Caitlin can. Paige couldn't do it. She has been injured. We already seen in the tournament so far that Olivia Miles hurt her ankle. Then you seen I think Flazia Johnson, she came out gimpy. When these games are being blown out, I don't even like Gino Auriemma, but he did a smart thing. When they blew that one team out, 70 points, Paige has 11 points. Now, the game last night, she had 34 points. But anyway, nevertheless, Juju should have sat out this game because they had enough talent to beat this team, even if it wasn't a blowout. They still had enough talent to beat this team. I do believe that USC could make it a game between UConn. I think they could beat UConn. That would be something if they go in there and play UConn and beat UConn without Juju. This is where Kiki has to be that leader. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to play. So it's going to be very interesting to see it. I think they could do it. Who knows? But Juju should have never had played this game. She should have sat out, rested that ankle a little bit more, got conditioned. And the coach should have really been the person that said, hey, nah, we don't need you for this game. We're going to go into this game without you. We want to make sure that you is 100% healthy. We win this game, you be ready for the bigger challenge. Sometimes you got to protect the players from themselves, especially when Juju has all these endorsements. I think what she did, she got her latest one of the endorsements is what, Delta. I think Delta. Then she was State Farm. Then she was with Nike. Then she's with I forgot who else, but she's going to be all right because she got these endorsement deals. Her endorsements ain't going nowhere. Now, the thing about it is, if Juju doesn't come back the way we remember her and is, now that's going to be very interesting tape, because if she can't come back to 100% to what she was, it's going to be hard. But I hope she do, because I think she has, like I said, I think she has a promising future. But chasing, it's like LeBron chasing Jordan, and you never gonna catch him. You can't chase history and put your body through the ringer. I mean, you've seen some of these games where she wasn't been efficient in scoring. She would literally try to go to the basket, get a foul all the time, get to the line. Now, her mindset is going to be the thing that's going to be the challenge for her going through these months of healing, rehabilitating, getting back to a full range of motion. Because me personally, I never had anything broken on my body. I never had a ACL, MCL. I had sprained my MCL a lot. I had sprained my ankles really bad. I had high ankle sprains, low ankle sprains. I think out of my sports career, I think I had sprained my ankle probably about at least 5 on one ankle, 4 on the other. So, but tearing your ACL is going to be a mental thing. And she's young. She should heal pretty fast, and I just think that at the end of the day, Juju, she's going to have to really evaluate how she plays the game, how she wants to play the game, how she wants to utilize her body. She's going to have to distribute more. She's going to have to trust her teammates more. The coach now, the pressure's on the coach, because the coach now has to figure out how she move forward without Juju, and the USC, the girls, I think they're gonna rally around. They're gonna use this as a rally cry for Juju, and they could go into and shock shock on UConn. They could do that. They very well could do that. So it's gonna be remain to be seen this weekend coming up. But again, it's sad. It's devastating, man, that Juju tournament career ended this season to an injury, and now we got to wait to see her road to recovery to see how well she's going to be. Like I said, this remind me so much of Derrick Rose, man. And if y'all know how lethal, how Derrick would, how powerful he was with his slam, his dunks and stuff like that. But after a while, Derrick Rose became a shell of herself. Not saying that Juju would be that way, but you never know. You never know what her mindset is. She's going through a lot right now. She's really, I can sense that she's going through a lot. She's going to be wondering what her next move is, how well she's going to be able to play, what kind of player she's going to be when she come back. We seen Paige. She done suffered 2 major injuries, but Paige ain't the same Paige no more. If you really look at her, she's not the same Paige. She plays the game. She's more efficient. She used the mid-range more. I mean, you can still see that, she's kind of cautious. And then, you look at Paige, she's not big at all. She's not a big girl. You know what I'm saying? So rather she put muscle on it, it's like she has to bulk up tremendously, but she's not a big girl. So, but I mean, Juju has a lot of size to her. You know what I'm saying? So I think she probably weigh more than Paige. But like I say, she's a scorer. She's a really dominant scorer, and it's going to be interesting to see, like I said, to her road recovery. I didn't expect this, guys. I really didn't expect this. I had just literally talked about this in a video yesterday, day before yesterday. I literally talked about this in a video. And I just said clearly, if the coach did not dial Juju back, she's going to get seriously injured. And then this is going to be a topic for another day. Now, ESPN, they put out a little thing about her being injured and whatever the case might be, showing her on the ground. And that's classless. ESPN do not care about nobody. And I really, honestly, at this point, I really don't feel like I have to deal. I do not like ESPN, being honest. I'm going to put it just plain and frank right there. I don't like the ESPN, don't like what they stand for. And for them to constantly show Juju over and over again, it just shows how pathetic they are. It just shows how they just want a story so bad. This should never be. Give Juju some space. Give her some time to recover. Everybody just need to support her, and give her well wishes, and hope she comes back stronger than ever. But right now, I mean, ESPN, it's bad. Then on top of this, you had Cam Newton out there, talking yesterday. I haven't got on his head yet, but I will. A video about that coming up, soon. But man, like I said, just share your thoughts, share your comments about the Juju situation. Like I said, prayers to her and everything like that. I wish her the best. I wish her a speedy recovery and everything like that, because I could just imagine right now what she's going through. Very talented young lady, and I hope the best for her until the next episode, guys. Until the next episode. Live Wire Sports. And I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.